All righty, we're up. Waiting for the comment line. There she goes. Welcome, everybody. Hear me? I could just hear your stuff.
Is it good now?
Oh, that's fine.
You want one of those?
Oh, yes, please. Yeah, thank you. Actually, we haven't. Yeah, cool. It'll work.
Good.
Yep, thanks. Welcome, everybody. I was kind of distracted there. Trying to get few last minute things organized. Christina Wendricks, Ryan Palumba, Anthony Hilbers, Jeremy Black, Hunter Farrington, Joshua Snyder. What's happening, guys and girls? Roy Pemberton's in the house. Good evening. Stephen Smith, Mr. Smitty, Alan White. After bailing on the trainer, I guess. Saw his post today. Guess the wife got Zwift crazy and ran him off. Hey, yo, Jeremy Black. Good race this weekend. Yo, Mr. Alan White. So I'm just chilling in here with a bunch of rocks. Got a nice PBR black here, a little high point. Haven't had a chance to partake in this quite yet, so we're going to get that. Katie Winters, what's happening? Team Warmup themselves, the whole crew checks in. Yeah, I get a shout out to Jonathan Clark. This is where the PBR High Point beer came from. Jonathan Clark gave that to me at the MSMER race this weekend, which we'll chat about here in a minute. We'll leave this. Will it stay there? That's kind of distracting. I'll just leave it down here for now. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Toby Scrivener's in the house. What's happening? All righty, we had a busy weekend. We've had a few weekends off, or at least some of us have. It's been a few events you can go to if you want to, but I think a lot of us have been taking it off because we know that the season is fixing to just get kicked up and rolling. And we did that this weekend, so we'll chat about all that as we get rolling. Tommy Jeffries, what's happening? Toby, hey, back at you, brother. Good to see you. I haven't talked to you in a while. All righty, well, let's Weekly Wizard Update, January 21st, 2020 edition. I'm Corey, the Wizard, your host for the evening. And we're just going to do some chatting about bikes like we always do. Don't have too many topics on the list, but shouldn't be too bad today. Mike Pickle and Matt Smith joined. What's happening? Matt's our first Kansas buddy to check in, I believe, unless someone snuck in that I missed. Topics tonight, we're going to talk about the Mike Smith Mystery Endurance race we did this weekend, and just kind of chat about that. It was a good deal, fun times. We're going to talk about the Kup Geocache, hence the little bucket that I got handed here just a minute ago that I forgot to grab off my table. I'll talk about all that here in a minute. Hi, Mike Pickles. Mike Pickle joined. He's joined and riding the trainer, so he's got another hour. More power to you. I had an easy one today. I had 30, and I was done. It's kind of nice. Quincy Simon joined, and Scott Stinson. Hey, Scott, it's good to see you this weekend. It's been a while, man. It's been a minute or two. And hey, back at Ava. I guess Ava's chilling with you and watching as well. That's great. She got to be here getting ready for the Kids Cup. I got some Kids Cup talk here in just a little minute. That I think she'll enjoy, especially if you guys come down for Steed. Victor Cash is what's happening. Good race this weekend, Victor. That was a big W, man. That was a good ride. Upcoming events is the next topic. Sorry, I got off my topic list. repeat a blurb from last week and something that we did also this weekend. Some winter clothing for the OKC Flyers / Bike Club, and then a quick Steed update, and then of course any questions or comments that you have that you would like me to respond to, and I will do my best. And that's going to be it. So, you know me, I get long-winded on some of these topics, but I don't think we should have a super long day. So we'll see. Dustin Anderson checked in. Carolyn Fairless. Craig McIntyre. And I guess we'll be seeing Craig pretty quickly. Up at Shawnee. Quincy Simon. Quincy's trying to get me started again. I got a whole bunch of crap for surfer talk. I don't know if it was for the way I talk or my slang for some surfer talk, or if it was because of all the cool signs and emoticons and whatever else those things that everybody was doing. So Craig, yeah, weather's looking decent. So I think we're going to be good for a couple of weeks. I hope we hold that out to about a month, and then I'll be happy. Josh Potts is in the house. Congrats on the new job, Josh. Bummed that you're going to be leaving us all, but more power to you. And now we have now the rest of us have another place to come visit. So you just got to find all the trails up there for us. All right, let me see. I got a few more comments, and I'll get rolling on the first topic. My cursor's not happening here. There we go. Victor says, fantastic ride, perfect weather, and he rode there. It was pretty good stuff, that's for sure. We'll talk about that for sure, Victor, in just a little bit. Lauren Mays, what's happening, Lauren? Lauren, you're out in Robbers Cave, isn't that correct? That's in my head, but maybe I have that twisted up. I'm pretty sure that's right. If not, correct me, and I'll let everybody know where you're at, because I'm pretty sure your spot's a destination for a lot of our crew that likes to take a little vacay, ride some bikes, do some gravel, do some hiking. Texas Chain Ring Massacre this weekend. Alan, remind me about that when I get into the upcoming events. I'll try to write it down, try to remember that, and add that to that. That's actually not on I just didn't get that on my map, so I'm pretty sure that's a Texas race. And but yeah, we'll get there. Brad Berger's in the house. Trip Harrison. Trip, what's happening, brother? Good work this weekend to you as well. Great ride. Toby, I sure can. Toby asked me if I can cover the accommodations in the Lake Steed area. I will do that in just a jiffy and get that out of the way. And then I don't want you to have to wait till the very end when I talk about Steed. Herb Brown's in the house. Joseph Rinke. Victor Cash is no doubt about that. Trick put an ass whooping on me today this weekend, so old man's got some work to do. All right, so I was right with Lauren Mays. So you guys see Lauren Mays checks in. Lauren's park manager at Robbers Cave, so she's a Southwest Oklahoma Altus person. So we've chatted a few times. So if you guys ever head that way, just look her up. Know that she's a fellow Okie from out here in the Southwest, like me. Will Bloodworth, Drew Hartling, Daniel Lemons, Alan White, Valley View, Texas. That's where that's at. Yeah. Trip's about to get him a trainer. I've already done that. There you go. Of course, I wore this just for just for you guys, just for the Badgers, since I didn't get to see him this weekend. Chris Cole and Jimmy Young. So let me go ahead and well, first of all, I do want to point out that my picture is straight. So if Terry Teetsort checks in after the fact, and I just want to make sure that I straightened my picture, just to make sure I was okay. It may look a little crooked, but that's because my camera's at an angle, but it's actually straight right now. So hope that for all of you obsessive compulsive folks, maybe, and when you're looking right above my face, and maybe it makes everybody happy. Alrighty, let's see. Where do we need to? I want to go ahead and address Toby's question. He asked about accommodations at Steed. Honestly, brother, we live out in the sticks. They have camping available and they have RV spots. RV spots are really nice. They've got restrooms in 2 areas, along with showers. The showers, I think they're like a quarter. You just bring a bunch of quarters. I haven't actually looked at how much they cost, but I think it's like $1.25 for. I mean, it's you pay by the quarter per minute or something like that, but it's pretty minimal. But there are restrooms in 2 locations and showers in 2 locations like that. They should open the restrooms. That's the plan. At least I hope they do for our race. And that way we'll have restrooms right at the race instead of, a couple hundred yards down the road either side. So there are probably some Airbnbs in the Snyder area, which is really close. There are some Airbnbs here in Hobart. You just have to BRB that stuff and see. If you guys are looking for that, let me know. And I can probably find something here. If you just want some place to stay, Altus is 35-ish, 35, 36, 37 minutes, depending on where you stay in Altus, straight up 62. So Toby, Altus is where you want to go, brother. You can go Altus or Lawton, but Altus is going to be your closest bet. And that puts you about, like I said, 35, 40 minutes from the trailhead. Ryan, they're practically on the trail. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the RV spots are all in the park. The park's, yeah, it's not a huge park. So the RV spots are all in the park, and that's within riding distance from the actual trails and the trailhead. So there's kind of two RV areas, and we're staged in the middle of both of them. So whichever one you end up staying in, you'll be within sight, or at least a quick bike ride, just several hundred yards is about it. So all righty, I think that answers those questions. So let's go ahead and jump in on my topics and see if we can knock these out. I'm really looking forward to getting my second one. I'm kind of stoked about this. I really want to talk about my bucket here, but I gotta wait. So Tyler Sims, no, this is not Latonka. Latonka is the Medicine Park race. That's our Fool's Dozen, and that one is April the 8th. So we'll talk more about that there. We're talking about Lake Tom Steed, which is the Great Plains State Park. That's our first race, and that is on February 23rd. So about a month from right now. Okay, MSMER. That's what we did this weekend. Mike Smith Mystery Endurance Rides. So the whole key behind this thing was the Team Warmup crew and their good buddy Mike Smith, who was on crutches and at the race this weekend. He's renowned for having rides, and he's like, yeah, come on out, let's do 3 hours. And then 3.5 hours in, they're like, hey, what the hell, Mike? Come on, we're 3.5 hours. Where's the end? And apparently that's pretty commonplace with Mike. So they just created a race around that theme, and the whole theme was that we didn't know how long the race was going to be, except it was going to be an endurance style race. And I think that was a pretty unique concept. And so basically when we were getting our pre-race talk and we were lined up, we have to do a Le Mans start, which means you set your bikes at one point, you have to walk out, pretty far through the trees or the trail or whatever, and then they say start, and you have to run to your bike, grab your bike, and then take off and hit it. And that's pretty normal for endurance races, but some people that have not done endurance races kind of get a little freaked out about that. But anyway, we're getting our pre-race talk, and essentially it came down to, with an hour and a half to go, they were gonna give us the time clock. So whenever they decided, again, we didn't know what that decision was when we started our race. But at some point during the day, they're going to give us an hour and a half to go. And then, at that point, you have an hour and a half to go, which is basically, it's basically 2 laps, 3 laps. 2 laps really, for the time frame. And that was it. So I think we ended up doing 6.5, give or take. Just depends on that. So, and it was a cool event. Weather was chilly, but not terrible in the morning. Sun was actually out a little bit in the morning. It kind of went overcast as expected throughout the day. But, honestly, we were in the trees. It was probably only cold and overcast out for the people that were having to work the race and stuff. But we're in the tent, so yeah. It's a little greasy early. They got some pretty good rain 2 days before, and but Saturday had super high wind and some sunshine, so dried things out pretty well. Like I said, a few greasy spots, but by about lap 3, those greasy spots started tacking up. It was actually pretty good. It was really good. You hear people talk about hero dirt all the time. Basically, that's what it means. It means that, usually places where it's dusty and slippery and leafy and you get some rain and you think it's going to be too bad, and then it tacks up, and then you've got just that perfect traction. You've got dirt that's got moisture in it, but it's not muddy. And, we got dirty, but, part of the gig. And it's a good race, good fun. And I must say, I'm going to have to partake in some more of that Lazy Circles porter that was there. That stuff was very delicious. So quite tasty. I'm going to have to locate some of that. So if anybody out there can help me with that, just saying. All right, let me go back in. I was a little long monologue there. I'm going to see who's checked in. So welcome, Tyler Timms, sorry. Got a buddy, his last name's Sims, and I just flipped that there. Christopher Trammell, what's happening? Ray. Kyle Farrell, Jerry Willis is in the house. Ryan West. Tommy Webster says the Wichita Challenge still has spots available. I know lots of Oklahoma riders always support, and thanks for y'all supporting. Absolutely. I can't believe that thing hadn't sold out. I remember used to. It was kind of like Mid-South and some of those other events where if you didn't get done in 8-10 minutes, it just boom, sold out. So I don't know if they've increased the number, or if they've got some, or I don't know, the number's just low. But anyway, if you haven't registered for Wichita, I am. My whole crew is. We're taking a big bike lab crew. So gonna go up there and stay in a cabin or stay in a bunkhouse and ride bikes. So it's good times. I can't tell you how many times I've done it. 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not even sure. I've been quite a few times. So Jay Black for sure. He says started chilly and a little greasy, but perfect by the end. He's talking about the team warm-ups. Endurance ride. It was definitely good stuff. Good times. Event's always fun. It's always unique. It's always weird. And it's just perfect to kick the season off. Everybody loves it. So GT, what's happening? Victor Caches, I don't know, but I'll bet you if you go out there on the team warm-up site and ask, I bet they'll find you. I know there was a couple folks out there. So maybe you guys know Victor was asking about photos out at the MSMER. Curious about where they might be located, because I know there was a couple guys out there in a couple spots getting their pics. So John Brestovansky, hope I got that right. Welcome, John. I don't know that we've met, but don't recognize the name, so welcome. Evening, Philip. Jeremy Black said Steve English, so I don't know if that's referring to maybe the pictures. I'm not sure, so we'll see. Got a lot of conversations kind of going between my comments here that I'm not fan to. So Tommy Webster says still $250 a day for Wichita. Has it always been $250? I for some reason in my head I was thinking $200. I guess that's probably why I thought it was closed when I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago on accident. I don't know. Who knows? I've drank beer and slept since then. So Trip, sweet. Trip Harrison said he's registered for Wichita. Now to select your gearing for that. That's going to be the fun one. And we'll see. Yeah, for sure, Tommy. We'll see you at the top of Brushy. Ooh, so for you guys asking about pictures, I'm not going to click on it because it'll take me off my screen. But Jay Black just posted a Google Drive. My guess is it's a lot of pics. So it's a Google Drive share link. So look in the comments over there and you'll see Jeremy Black's link. And I think that's probably going to answer your picture questions. Steve Isabel, Mike Frazier. Yo, what's happening? Mike Frazier and Big D. Cody Pollard's there. Cody's hanging out in Arkansas, getting flight training, I believe, this weekend or this week. So that's pretty cool, pretty sweet. See where I left off here, if I left off anything on my notes. No, I think that's pretty much it. The only thing is I do want to say, like I mentioned, the Le Mans start. Dude, I was totally stoked with the Le Mans start this year. In the past, we've had to like run around the lagoons, and that's a long ass run. And I don't know if today was this weekend was any shorter, but man, it didn't seem as bad. I really like that one, running forwards and to the bike instead of in a circle. So anyway, thumbs up. Repeat that. That was a good run. Mike Frazier, heck yeah. You gonna ride? Mike Frazier says he's gonna be at OC. Are you gonna actually ride it, or are you doing you gonna do sweep again, and then like maybe you guys hang out and do beer hand ups like last time? Let me know what you guys' plan are. Okay, I want to move on to the second topic, and if you guys ask questions or whatever about what I just said, feel free, and I'll come back and catch it. I want to go ahead and move on to my next one. So this is something that I decided to do. I actually did this. I just did it for everybody, and I did it at the 2006 race, the last time I did Steed, and I'd kind of forgotten about it. But I'm an IT guy, so I keep crap forever stored in folders on my computer, and keep all that stuff backed up. So I started, when I decided that I wanted to do Steed again this year, I started just searching my drives, and I found all this information from back in 05 and 06. And one of the things that I had done that I'd forgotten about, I remembered it once I saw it, was I created 3 geocaches. And I had sheets available, and you could take those sheets. They had coordinates on it, and you could go find these geocaches. So it was just a little something fun to do for that weekend after your race or before your race. And I thought I'd do the same thing again. I mean, anybody can do this. I'm calling this the Kids Cup geocache, but the reality of it is I don't care who does it. It's all fun. You guys can all do it. You can do it with kids. You can do it with the older kids. You can do it just, you and your crew. But it's fun. So if you don't know what a geocache is, essentially it is there's a variety of descriptions for geocaches, and there's a variety of ways that you can do them. I'm going to do a container geocache. So basically, I have 3 of these. This is just one of them. It just has a whole variety of just junk, just a bunch of kind of weird, oddball stuff that I found at Walmart. found in my closet, found on my, my table where I keep my keys, and just my junk drawer. So that's the whole idea of a geocache, is it's just kind of fun and eclectic and strange. There is a pen and a logbook in every one of these containers. So there's a little note on here that says, please sign logbook, smiley face. So one of the neat things about a geocache, I have a geocache that's out here at King Mountain, out at my place. I've had it there for about 10 years. And so what's really neat is that I have it posted on all the geocache websites that a lot of the people go to. These are not posted there, by the way. These are not going to be posted there. These are all going to be temporary. But every now and then I'll hike up there with my kids, and it's pretty neat to see who's signed in. You can see our signatures from back when my kids were, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. Random other people from other states that have hiked it and found it, and they've signed the logbook. So it's kind of fun. Whenever I go sign in, I sign in again, and then I like to look through the logbook and see who all's done it. So yeah. So there's a bunch of random stuff. Here's some gum. Probably not the best thing to have, stuff in here, but I know that this is going to be good because it's going to be a temporary one. I don't know, some weird squishy ghost unicorn thing, dice, a car, a fishing lure, silly putty, a floaty keychain. Oh, another lure. I've got several dice, and so yeah, just all kinds of crazy random stuff. And so the idea behind the geocache is that I'm going to go hide 3 of these in random places. They're not going to be too far. They're all going to be within hiking or walking distance of the start finish area. And might or might not have an award for whose name I see in the logbook the most for later races. But it's just kind of fun. I will have a sheet of paper, and I'll probably try to have those Saturday. But I will definitely, I may hold off and wait till registration at the Tbird plate table and just have those out. And I will have a sheet of paper that will not only have the latitude and longitude coordinates written on there and a little description of the geocache, but I will also have a scannable barcode so that you can just take your phones. If you've got any kind of free downloads QR scanner, you scan the barcode and it'll automatically open up in your map, and that will, and you can follow that map and get pretty darn close. And then from there, it's just a matter of kind of finding the geocache. So what I would recommend is just bring some knickknacks. Doesn't have to be anything expensive, just weird random stuff out of your junk drawer. Because the whole idea behind that's really fun, especially for kids with a geocache, is that you open this, it's like a treasure chest. Treasure chest. Boy, I had trouble getting that out. So you got all kinds of weird little goodies in here, and it's fun to take 1 or 2 things, but you always want to replace it with 1 or 2 things. So just have some weird stuff in your pocket, and then take a couple of things, throw a couple of things in there. And it's always neat to see what ends back up in your bucket. So I'm thinking about trying to do these at several of the races this year. And so what'll be fun is to see who all's found them all throughout the series, and find out what's actually in the bucket. I won't replenish them. I'll just kind of let the natural flow. People will take stuff, people will put stuff in, and it's kind of cool. You never know. So anyway, I think that's a pretty neat idea. It's fun. I just know that when my kids started getting a little bored with hiking, that we started geocaching instead. And essentially that is hiking with a treasure at the end. So I will have one of these off the trail in a really neat little hidden spot, hidden picnic area. I will have another, where is it? Oh, I just marked a new location for one. It is actually going to be on the just off of the prologue, which is cool because the prologue's only going to be used by the beginners. So they will be done with it within 15 minutes, 20 minutes after the beginners start. And then you're free to be on that course, and there's not going to be any bikes out there. The other one is going to be, where did I put that? Oh, the other one's going to be on the prologue as well. The two of them are going to be on the prologue. So, yeah, which is cool. So that's all hiking. There's a lot of that prologue that the kids can go out and hike and ride on if they want to. They can ride their bikes out there because as soon as the, like I said, as soon as the beginners start, they're going to buzz through that half-mile loop and be done. So anyway, come geocache. If you have questions, comments prior to, just hit me up. But I'll have sheets of paper out there maybe Saturday afternoon, but for sure Sunday morning, day of the race. You can scan the barcode. You can type in your coordinates in your map, and you can go find the geocaches. Be sure and sign the logbook. Feel free to take an item, but I please ask you to bring some random goofy item and drop it back in there. So, all right. Let me see what I missed here. Shane Gunno joined. Steven Cordes. Joanne Roberts. Darren Hall. Nick Blades. Mitch Armstrong. And Jetty Harrison. What's happening, Jetty? All right. Any questions on the geocaches? So you guys, I'll be sure and post that on the Kids Cup Facebook page. But so you guys know anybody, Katie was on here earlier. So Katie, you ought to spread that around too. I know your kids will have a blast doing that. Okie doke. Upcoming events. 31 minutes in. I'm about the halfway point, so be about an hour. Won't be too bad. All right, let me backtrack on Kids Cup. My very first note, of which I skipped right over, we posted it today. Desiree was posting the new number plates for the Kids Cup as well as the adults, and so we wanted to welcome back. We've had a branding change, but it's still the same awesome shop, same awesome crew. We're Neighborhood Bicycles. That is Chad and Sarah Shanks. They were Owls, but now that they're ready to fully move away from the Owls brand and move into their own. It's the same store, same location, same everything. It's just they're rebranding it with their new name. So it's now Neighborhood Bicycles. They are once again our Kids Cup sponsor, and we welcome them and thank them for their support. And you guys go hit them up if you're down in that part of Norman. They're an awesome crew and awesome bike stuff. So good, Katie. Katie Winters says, I'm here and kids are excited. Darren Hall says, we geocached with my granddaughter. Great fun. It is, Darren. It's really cool. I didn't even really know what it was until my kids started getting a little bit older, because when they were smaller, they just loved to hike. And, but then when they got older, it was like, unless it was like a real challenging hike, it was kind of boring. So they didn't just want to go walk around a trail. And so we would go and do geocaching, which means it was okay to walk around on a regular trail because they knew that there was some cool treasure at the end. And yeah, so it was good fun. Andrew Foster, welcome. Emulot Stricker. All right. Let's see. Upcoming events. I better get moving. Sorry, I got sidetracked. That was a fun topic, and I'm looking forward to that. So let's upcoming events. I have to get my glass. I have to use a different pen. This pen doesn't write very big. Usually I can get away without my glasses. Alrighty. Well, this is pretty much the same old thing. I just kind of check one off the list because we've done one event. So let's cruise through this. So first and foremost, it's not long. It's just around the corner. I was at Craig's place, I don't know, 3 episodes ago, and we did a live from his Shawnee Bike Shop, Oklahoma, and we're prepping for the Shawnee Gravel Growler, February 1st. And look, I looked at the map. What is it? 80? Is it 84? I think 84. I think that was what it was. I haven't looked at it closely. So yeah, we're in for there's so much going on with the gravel growler. I mean, there's runs and rides of different distances and pros coming and awards and law forks are going to be there. And man, it's going to be a crazy madhouse, but it's going to be a great event. And been doing it for 3 years, I think 3 years now. We just love what they're doing down there, and we'll have a solid bike crew our bike lab crew. So again, my new hat. So let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So Darren Hall, exactly. Darren Hall says we tell her it's a treasure hunt. That's what I used to tell my boys. Of course, now they're too big, they don't buy that. So Andrew Foster, what up? Shannon Wyatt, Paul McGinnis Kelly, how are you guys? I think Emmy Stricker is my first local. I forgot to do that. Now that I think about that, I usually try to share this on my page before I start my feed, so that anybody that's just a friend of mine and not necessarily on Tour de Dirt can watch. And I forgot to do that today, so it's probably too late that it's already 36 minutes in. So for the record, I apologize to my Team Winebox crew, but this probably counts. Stopped at Trader Joe's and bought a whole case of wine, $2.99 a bottle. I think I paid $38, including tax, for a case. So that's not too shabby, and I think that qualifies for Team Winebox, even though it's not technically out of a box, because I did put the whole case in a box, so maybe that counts. Marty Fent, I didn't see this weekend, Marty. Maybe you were there and I missed you, but maybe not. Alex Canada, what's happening? Alex, you didn't respond to my message the other day. I was asking what's up, but you can hit me up later. What happened this weekend? Heard you crashed. Hope you're okay. Alrighty. Shawnee Gravel Growler, February 1. Be there. Sign up. Register. Show up. Register day of. Whatever you want to do. Be a good event. Lots of people. Weather is looking okay. So hopefully we won't really know. I mean, we still got 2 weeks, but long forecast looks okay. That leads us into February, next weekend. I guess next weekend. I don't have anything next weekend, but Alan and somebody else was talking about the Texas Chainring Massacre. Is that right? I think that's it. Valley View, Texas. I think they've got 100K gravel, 100-mile gravel, 100K mountain bike. There may be more. I'm just rolling off the top of my head because honestly, I have not looked this one up. I know we do have a hand, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 rolling down from the bike lab rolling down to that. So everything I hear, that's a pretty cool event. I don't know details. I've never done it. I'm not going this year. It's another Spinistry group. They do all kinds of crazy stuff down in Texas. So they're pretty awesome, and their events are all good. So just know that if it's a Spinistry event, it's going to be pretty slick. So I'm going to stay home, and I got to get some training in, and looks like I'm going to have to do some trail work. So we got some more rain tonight, and we've got looking like rain tomorrow. So we'll kind of see how my week plays out, but I think I'm going to have to go reroute a section at Steed. But I'll talk more about that later. So fast gravel race, borderline roadie event. So not a lot of elevation, pretty fast. That's what I've heard. So there was 6. Mike Pickle says there's 611 so far. So anyway, so if you're looking for pretty fast, pretty speedy, good event, looks like Texas Chainring Massacre. and they have a variety of options. I think most of our guys this time of season probably choosing 60K. Don't think I'm ready to go do 100 miles right yet myself. So I think that's what everybody's looking at. So, all right, that leads us into February 16th, and we've got a double on this February the 16th. And in the past, Chili Bike has been the only event. That's the Lake McMurtry. The goal there is to do all 4 trails and the connector in between. And we've done that many a time. Skipped it last year because the conditions were pretty poor. And not that I have problems riding trails in the mud, but I just don't want to do it for fun. And I don't want to do it when I know it's going to be really slidey and I'm going to be moving around a lot. And that's mainly just from an injury standpoint for me. So the second event is called the Draper Multistrada Velo. This is a new little event. It's just going to be a fun event. This is going to be on the same day. Don't know the exact details of the entry and the cost, but last time I was talking with the boys, they're leaning towards about $25. Probably just race day registration, and it's not going to be an official race. They had contemplated making it an official race and doing it something strange instead of by age groups and levels, just doing it by tire size. And the reason they were doing that is because it is intended to be on the road, on the gravel, and on the trail. So you're going to get all 3 disciplines all packed into one little event. It's going to be 40 miles. And pick your poison. You could ride your road bike, you could ride your gravel bike, or you could ride your mountain bike, whatever you choose. So I'm still undecided on whether I want to throw on like a 15 on my mountain bike and ride my single speed with my 3215, or I may just ride my gravel bike and call it a day. So get a little bouncy at Draper probably, but should be fun. My goal is to do that one. I'm going to skip Chili Bike this year, mainly just because I know that these guys will probably donate a lot of the money that they make to the same organization that Chili Bike does, since they scheduled on the same date. So you do either one, you're going to be benefiting the trails of McMurtry, and yeah. So anyway, it's going to be fun. So I'm going to do the Draper Multistrada Velo. Don't know the exact start time. It's probably out there, and I just haven't looked it up yet. We'll talk more about it when it gets right on spot on time. But it's going to be morning-ish, and it's going to be at the Draper Marina, and they're going to leave from there and go ride some road, go ride some gravel, and then ride some single track, and probably end up on the road back home on the road back. So I don't know the course, don't care. It's all good fun, and I'm looking forward to it. That's what I'm doing on the 16th. $100K, Mike Pickle. Yeah, I knew. That's what I figured. I knew we're all doing that. So Bill didn't join. What's happening, Bill? See where Bill kind of gave up the reins a little bit for the as the trail boss at Draper. I don't blame him. How long have you been maintaining that trail? Forever. Welcome back, Alex. Guess you got kicked out and had to join back in. So that leaves us with February 23rd, and that would be Lake Tom Steed, Great Plains State Park, Tbird Dirt, first race of the season. I've been talking about that since we decided to do it. I'll give you a quick update on that here in just a minute to close out this show. And so get registered. We've got 9. That's it, pre-regged. So make the commitment, make it happen. Get online, get registered. I'm going to go ahead and further I've been stopping right there, but now that we're getting close to that, and then following right after that, we have 3 big rides pretty consecutively in March. March 1, Tbird Dirt number 2, St. Crispin's. We'll probably have online registration and all of that online with them pretty soon. And you know what you get there. We've been riding St. Crispin's for many years, and as well as many of you have. So it's going to be a great course. I don't exactly know their selection this year. They usually change it up a little every year, and possibly they will again this year. So either way, good stuff, fun course. Good in all conditions. It's a great venue, and we'll be knocking that out the week after. So we're going to back-to-back. And if you want to back-to-back again, there's a couple possibilities. So March the 7th, there is the Land Ronde, and that is, sorry about that. That is the, for you roadies, that's crits and road racing in Norman. And there's all kinds of stuff going on that weekend, both days. It's probably not just the 7th. It's probably actually probably 7th and 8th, 6th and 7th, whatever that weekend falls on. I'm not sure. There is also the #1 race of the Rage Against the Chain Ring. Our Kansas boys put on a 4-race series. I don't think I'm going to be able to make all of them, but this is one I might be able to make. So I may be heading down there on March 7th to try the Rage Against the Chain Ring. It's a 50-mile gravel race, super cool, 4 different venues. They do A group, B group, C group, single speed, and break things up within those groups. So pretty fun. I'm looking forward to trying to do a couple of those this year. Also, let's double up on March 7th. And then I'm going to finish up with our biggie, which you guys are all aware of, my birthday weekend, March 15th. Actually, the race is on the 14th. 15th is my birthday, but I'll be resting on my birthday. March 14th, Mid-South, formerly Landerin, now Mid-South. And hope you got registered. If you're not registered, you're on the wait list. So hopefully that wait list plays out for you, but it'll be a great event. I'm going to be on spring break, which is kind of nice. For the first time, I'm actually on spring break the weekend leading into it, or a couple of days leading into it and after. So I don't have any place to be. So I'm going to be down there early, hanging out all day Friday, enjoying everything, and then getting to bed early Friday night and getting ready for Land Run. Actually, that's going to be kind of cool because I'll be able to be up there early. So we have some Bike Lab crew, and then I have a couple of other friends from Kansas that are going to do the double. So maybe we can get out there and cheer them on somewhere out on the course while they're doing their run on Friday, which more power to you guys to run. What is that, like a 35-mile run once Friday and then turn around and do the Land Run? Sorry, Mid-South 100 on Saturday. That's pretty badass. Bobby Reese joined. What's happening, Bobby? And Lloyd Graham, another one of our Kansas crew, I believe. So that's it for our upcoming schedule. I'm sure there's other things out there that I missed. It's just those are the ones that are on my radar and the ones that are current. So want to hit this topic again. I haven't seen Alyssa check in today, but Alyssa Lutz brought this up in her last one. And she had asked for all of you guys out here in my little space and Tour de Dirt space and gravel space, and please share this information in all your little your groups, because I know I reach a lot of people through this that have other reaches and other groups. So please reach out to them. Alyssa is just one of the many people in the Oklahoma City area that work with Oklahoma City Bike Club, Oklahoma City Flyers, and they are looking for winter clothing for their kiddos. They have many kids that are part of this program, and one of the things that they lack for sure, I mean, they've kind of started equipping them with normal, clothing, normal day-to-day stuff, but they just absolutely do not have winter gear. And that's hard to come by because you know how it is for us. It takes us quite a while to accumulate that stuff. But I know there's many of you like me. You have stuff that you've replaced. You've bought more stuff, and then your old stuff gets shoved in a corner. It's still good. And I went through my house and I packed a whole bag, just a whole huge cloth bag full of stuff. Had a couple sets of gloves, 2 or 3 arm warmers, couple sets of leg warmers, and just some random kits. I don't really think they want the random kits, even though I put that in there, and they're welcome to just throw those in the trash. But I even had a couple jackets, riding jackets. So if you guys have any of that stuff, just let me know. Alyssa Lutz is the one that's kind of started that. I'm sure there's other people involved, but I don't know the full impact of all of that. But if you have winter clothing for some of these kiddos, just contact me. I'll make sure that it gets to the right people. So just keep that in mind. Spread that around. And I don't know what they gathered. They gathered a whole bunch of stuff. They had a bucket they were gathering at the Mike Smith Mystery Endurance Ride this weekend. And I threw my stuff in the bucket, but then the race started, so I really don't know where the bucket ended up. So hopefully they got lots of good stuff. Pat and Bryce, good to see you this weekend, man. Hope you had a good race. And Patton is another one of these Oklahoma OKC Flyers. Actually, I think he's a Tulsa Flyer, but two parts of the same group, two cities. We're kind of working together, so good stuff there. And he's another one that could probably benefit from some winter gear. Alrighty, last subject. Rolling in at 51 minutes, so not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and roll in with Steed, but I'll just go ahead and throw out, if you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and start throwing them in here. As soon as I get through with this, I will immediately go back and see if there's any comments or questions or things that you would like me to talk about. So this won't take very long. Steed is good to go mostly. We got a little bit of the rain ice stuff last week, and we got something over the weekend. I got a little rain just now, and we've got some planned for tomorrow that I'm thinking we're going to get. The course is probably still going to be fine. There's going to be a handful, 5, 6, 7, 8 little spots. I call them mud holes. They're just little, 3-4 foot spots throughout the trail. But they're not bad. You're still welcome to ride it. None of our mud is sticky. It's just sandy and makes coming out of them on some of the rocks a little slippery. That's about it. I did notice that I went out there yesterday just to have a look around, and they have done some dirt work. They're grading and preparing for some new facilities right in the start-finish area. So we had a super sweet, nice trail leading across this dirted area, and all that stuff got plowed, and all that stuff is dirted. I'll post a video. I actually took a video of it yesterday, and I talk in the video and explain what to do. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the race. I walked around it, and it's only probably I don't know, 300-400 foot area. So I have a way around it that I'm probably going to do if I have to, if we can't get that dry. But you don't actually have to ride through that if you just come out of pre-ride. You can just go around the corner to the next pavilion, just ride on the road for 50 yards, drop in, and you'll drop right into the trail. You'll still hit the prologue and all that. And like I said, I'll post a video up on the Dirt page so you can look at the video and see exactly what I'm talking about. Looks like there was some bike tracks through that this weekend. So apparently someone came out and rode it. So yeah, thumbs up that people are out there. So Jeremy Coleman, what's happening? Better late than never. No worries. You can always go back and watch the replay, buddy. Brian Steiner joined, and Lauren Sharp, Wichita Falls. So Steed should be in okay shape. Like I said, most of it's rocky, and there's only going to be a handful of mud holes. There's one little section that's a little wet, but again, it's just there'd be annoying spots, but none of the mud sticks. So it's all good, and you don't have to worry about it. I mean, I've ridden it in the rain while it was raining on me. So that's not necessarily the most pleasant thing to do, but it's totally doable. And I think that might be it. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. So unless you guys have any questions, just give me a holler. Like I said, I will post a video up, not on this thread because it'll get lost in the thread. I'll post it up to True to Dirt. I've got it on my phone. I just forgot to do it today, but it's a video of the start finish at Steed, and you'll actually see the start finish area. You'll see the mud hole, and then I actually kind of walk around, scan to the right and around, and show you where you can enter in just while you're pre-riding. Like I said, I'll have a permanent fix by race day, one way or the other. So I've already walked, like I said, I've already walked a section where I can cut through. Take me a couple hours to cut a new section, and we'll just reroute that if we have to, if we can't get the dirt work. But I don't know what all dirt work they're going to do. So probably this is going to, for me, it's going to be a game day decision. so all righty, let me see. Yeah, I don't think I've missed anything. Let me scroll back up, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, one last question. Alan says, what's the current situation with Mount Scott? It is open. I don't have the exact time. I saw that schedule, but honestly, I am unsure what that schedule is. I've seen a few posts where apparently the hikers are not obeying those rules, and the hikers are all over that place. There are certain time frames that we are allowed to be on that as cyclists. There are certain times the cars are allowed to be on it. There are certain times the hikers are allowed to be on it. There is some mixing of the groups, but from what it sounds like to me, they're not enforcing the rules like they should be, and that a lot of the hikers and all that are just walking all over. I've seen some pictures where our cyclists are waiting until their 12 o'clock time frame when they're supposed to be on there, and the hikers are supposed to be off, and it's just supposed to be bikes and cars, and there are hikers all over the place. So, and naturally those hikers are not getting tickets and in trouble, but inevitably they would ticket us. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that they have ticketed cyclists before. So it's open. You just have to be aware of the rules and be aware that apparently some of the user groups are not obeying those rules. So, and if someone has a link to that, they probably do it. You can probably Google it, but I don't know the days and the times. So I saw that in the post, but I don't know. I've since lost that. So. We need a downhill trail at Mount Scott. Well, GT, if you want downhill, you just need to go talk to the Medicine Park boys. They got plenty of that shit at Medicine Park. I don't want any of that stuff, honestly, but there's tons of that. They've got several downhill runs, enduro runs. So just go to Medicine Park. You'll never get one of those at Mount Scott because you'll never get access to the dirt. And yeah, probably not going to happen. So, Bruce English, what's happening? It's good to see you this weekend, Bruce. I know it's been a while, but glad to see you back out on the bike. Sorry that we're at the finish and you just joined, but you can go back in and check out the replay. The replay will be available here. So, 58 minutes. I broke an hour. All right. So. That looks like that's it. No more questions. I'm out. So you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you riding bikes.